Hello and thanks for watching my video. This is another in the series looking at how to make gold in Guild Wars 2, and today we're going to be focusing on the ORR events that we can do. Now this used to be a very viable way of acquiring materials and gold prior to the Living World story updates that gave us the new maps like Drytop and the Silver Wastes, and so I thought I'd go back and have a look and see how popular they are, and they still are very popular indeed. I will just say though that the ORR events have gone through various changes in how well they've been farmed. You know, previously there used to be a very good farm where people would sort of gather by the Penitent Path, because there's sort of three major events that spawn lots of undead risen and can really give you a huge chance of getting T6 materials. However, that has been slightly reduced. I think they've increased the timers in which the events actually respawn. Before it used to actually be quite quick indeed, and so you could really make a lot of particular gold. There was also the Plinks farming, which used to be done quite a lot. But today I'm showing you different events that go on, and this is one of them, the Defense of ORR. As you can see here, the Defense of the Gates of ORR, sorry, not the Gates of the Defense of ORR. The Gates of ORR is a very good defensible event, and you can see here there is huge amounts of undead risen that are spawning here. You'll get two sort of waves, one from the left, one from the right. The waypoint is right nearby, so you don't have to worry about dying. I'm on my squishy little NG here. I'm just trying to get as many tags. To be honest, I should have gone in with my flamethrower, because the flamethrower is notorious for getting a huge amount of tags on enemies, and you can get a huge amount of loot, as you can see on my right hand side. And that is what this video is about. This is going to be telling you where in ORR these events should be going to, you know, where the most profitable events are. This isn't including these temple events, which were covered in a previous video. But generally, these are the events that spawn around ORR, and you should keep an eye out always. People normally in map chat will call out and tell you that these events are going on, and this is the reason why. The huge amount of loot you can actually get, and if you've timed it right, you can get an event chain that is more profitable than a Silver Waste chest farm. Now you see here the event's complete. We actually get obviously a trait unlocked as well for that. So this is a pretty handy event indeed. You can see there, this is all the loot that we've got. We've got several rares we came out of that. I have got the boosts on. You can see I've actually got Magic Find on already. We get a merchant that we can sell to. But this event is a defensible event, so it's not even retaking it. It's a very good event to actually get a lot of risen and get a lot of tags and getting a lot of loot. And generally, this is a very good way to getting T6 materials. But this is a secondary reason, there is a secondary reason, sorry, why I'm recording this video. In an upcoming update, the ArenaNet are going to change the way event rewards work. As we're going to take a brief look at another of the events. This is the Champion Risen Giant event. Pretty standard, it's just one champion, you don't get too much loot out of it. But these events are going to be a lot more profitable, and they're going to be a lot more people doing these events when an update comes to the map events across a particular map. And in a recent blog post, ArenaNet stated that the events are going to change. They're going to rotate the overall rewards. So particularly things like ORR events are actually going to give T6 materials, as I imagine it, like a little shaky chest at the end of each event. You'll get like a T6 material, like a charged lodestone, for example, or a crystal lodestone for completing an event in ORR, because that's how they want to redefine some of the events. That is my understanding. If you guys feel that I've understood that wrong, but from what I understood, is one of my how to sort of preparation videos for Heart of Thorns, I did actually make a mistake and say that it was for overall map completion, but I was told it was actually going to be for individual map events like this. Now you can see here I'm at the one of the Penitent. This is actually the Shelters Gate event, and this is again a very good event to actually get a lot of loot. As you can see here, you get lots of spiders, you get lots of risen, and they all give the chance to get T6 mats as well as you know, rares and other interesting items. So these events, this event chain was really popular at one point, and then ArenaNet decided to nerf it a little bit. But with this upcoming update, these are going to be a lot more valuable to do. So it's best to get reacquainted with them and to look and learn how they actually respond now. Because again, there have been some minor tweaks to them. And so if you hadn't done them in like 6 months to a year, you're coming back doing these events. Some of them have slightly changed, like some of the respawns, the way the Risen actually work and sort of come at you might be slightly different. And also the length of time it takes for them to respawn. But this event here, this is a very, very popular event. This is, I'm gonna cover the whole thing. This is the Plinks event chain, and you can get a phenomenal amount of loot from this one event chain. So you start off in this part of, or this is all in Kershaw, by the way. This is in the Kershaw map. All these events taking place, but this is at the north end. You can see where we are on the mini map down below. This is where the Plinks event starts. So we have to defend the Plinks and repairing his suit. And then we're then escorting Plinks up round through the ore. We're trying to get him back to to one of the bases, to where the waypoint is. And you get lots of Risen attacking you along the way. Now you can see here I've got a kill booster going on, I've got an XP booster, I've got magic find, I've got consumables, and I've got sprint bun. You don't want to attack that legendary one, because if you do pull it, it's going to really cost you a lot. And also, that event, that champion doesn't give you a champion bag. However, again, remember with the event changing, if you can get that tag off and get that event done, then you will actually get some more rewards out of it. So that's what completing rewards and completing events in ore is actually going to be really, really popular. Everyone will be wanting to complete these events to get those higher chances of, higher rewards. So you can see here, this boss is a pain in the ass to kill off. But what happens, Plinks will move on, and he will, again, you'll get lots of ads that will come in trying to attack him. And this is where you can get all these tags off. Again, I should be using my flamethrower. I'm actually using my grenade kit to try and... it's very good. I'm a Condi engineer, that's why, if you've seen some of my other videos. But you will see here, as we're moving on, we've killed that boss anyway. So Plinks, and we get all these little oozes spawn. These are fantastic. Just they die very, very quickly. We see we've got a T6 material in a poison venom sac, and then you'll get a load of Risen that will spawn and come towards Plinks. So it's trying to get as many tags off as possible. We've got T5 material there. And it really is a lot of fun. You're just trying to tag as much as possible. Sometimes if you haven't got a profession that can do that, then it isn't as fun, really. So you can see, look at that. Just from that one little thing, I got like 5 little pieces of rewards, 2 tier 5 materials, a Black Lion chest, some rubbish as well. But this is the Plinks event. For those of you who are always wondered what Plinks is, this is the event chain that we're talking about. It's very, very profitable, and the bit we're actually at isn't the profitable bit. You have this defense event, so you will get another defense event. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'll let you guys skip forward from this. But it's the next stage after this defense event is where we actually get a lot of loot. And so what we're going to do, we're going to proceed on. So we've done that defense event, and now we get to the fun event. And this is where I'll get my flamethrower out and try and get as many tags as possible. Fortunately, being an NG, we can clear and get a lot of tags off. You get a huge amount of Risen spawn. Here we go. Look at all these Risen that spawn in a circle, run towards Plinks, and then they do it, I think, 2 or 3 times, and then he'll move on, and you get loads of enemies spawn. But look how much XP I'm actually getting as well. All these tags, the thousands of XP. I really do. I think I level up every time I do the Plinks event. So you do 2 waves, then you get this Risen Abomination. You kill that. You get another couple of waves, and then you'll get a veteran. And that is the Plinks event. It is a very, very useful way to get a lot of gold. It doesn't take too long. All right, you're not get fully, if we take, for example, the Silver Waste chest farm. But look at all these heavy moldy bags. They go for around 8 silver as time of the video going out. It's probably varied since then. But we're getting rares, we're getting heavy moldy bags, which sell for a very amount. And you've obviously got the chance for T6 mats with that. And you need, masterwork items. So we are getting quite a lot of loot, and that's the event done. So that is Plinks. You do get a Risen Abomination that will spawn at the end. So here we go. This is actually, sorry, they're going for 7 silver, not 8 silver. So 7 silver, and so I've sold those, those moldy bags. That can get me at least the gold out of that. I prefer to open them up because I'm going for legendary, so I want the materials. But here we go. So we get another Risen Abomination, and that's another event that we can get potentially some more rewards from as well. One of the other events that we do is, again, this is the other side. We had the shelter event. This is now the penitent camp. Now the penitent camp, again, is a very, very viable way to get a lot of gold. The other camp that I haven't covered in this video is Jofist's camp. It's like a dog leg. So you can see on the mini-map we're at Shelter's Gate. Sorry, this is Penitent Camp, and then you have Shelter at the bottom, and then to the left-hand side you'd have Jofist's Camp. All three are very, very viable ways to get a lot of gold from this. So the more players you have, the more better chances you have of a lot more loot, because you'll get a lot more ads that will spawn, and it's a better way to get more loot. And before, we used to be able to get huge amounts of T6 materials and rares, and it was a good fun way of getting a lot of enemies and killing a lot. Obviously, you can see here, there's only around 6 of us, or 6 to 8 of us running around, killing off these enemies, but they come in nice general waves, so it's a good way to get them all. They all come together. You can get, if you're good at AoE, then this is a very, very good way to get a lot of tags off and get a lot of loot. Anyway, I'm hoping this little guide has been useful. Again, it's not as profitable as dungeon running or doing the Silver Waste chest farm as of this moment. That may change. They may, obviously you can see here we're getting champion bags through a few champions that will spawn. There are updates coming to the game and how they're going to affect the events in ORR, and so this may be a future way of really getting that, though the events chains will be profitable and will probably rival the Silver Waste chest farm. Because I don't believe ArenaNet are going to keep that going, because again, it's not how they want people to play, just running around a map, getting, going on chest farms, basically. That's not what they wanted, and I can see that's one of the reasons why they try and encourage people back to ORR. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to leave any comments. Again, I always appreciate any criticisms you have, any advice. I'm not perfect by any means. And if you believe that, some things I've said are incorrect, by all means, try to correct me. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.